Warning, this game contains content that might not be suitable for most audiences. Viewers' discretion is advised. Hello everyone and welcome back to Boyfriend to Death 2. Today we're going to be going through Lawrence's and Ren's route. Just as a heads up, okay, in order to actually get a good ending for Lawrence, you're going to need to pick a flower name. So in this particular playthrough, I'm going to call myself like Fern. So hey, let's get right into it, shall we? The atmosphere and people were quiet. It almost felt like stepping into the past. Maybe just because there wasn't a single TV. Let's order some drinks. Well, if I'm here, I might as well drink. There wasn't much else to do. I ordered myself a few drinks and sat by myself. Surprisingly, I wasn't bored. The dim lights and quiet conversations of the other patrons were soothing. I lost track of time and began to doze off a bit. Huh? I fell asleep! I looked around quickly. The bar was empty. Or almost empty. There wasn't one man left in the corner, hunched over a drink. How long was I asleep? Maybe he knows what time it is. I got up and approached the man. Hey, sorry to bug you, but do you know what time it is? No! Well, it's almost closing time. It's 1:45. He seems like he was preoccupied with something else. Wow, it's really late. You alright? Thanks, I really lost track of time. I might as well thank him. I mean, heck, I want to be nice. Yeah. I can relate to that. I'll probably go soon. I'm just waiting for my friend. I only wonder about his friend for a moment. A much shorter guy came from the bathroom. Look at Rich. Ren! Oh, my sweet little fox boy. Oh my god, how are you doing? Alright, Lawrence, let's... Ah! There's someone else here? I smiled awkwardly at the redhead. I thought I caught a flash of panic on his face before he spoke again. Well, my name is Ren. It's nice to meet you. He looked at me expectant. Why are you so adorable? Frick! Oh, my name is Lion. It's nice to meet you too. That's a really nice name. We all looked at each other for a moment. What was up with these two? Is everything okay with Lawrence? Is everything okay, Ren? Say nothing. Oh my god. Lawrence or Ren? I mean, Ren it seems fine. Let's check with Lawrence, alright? Is everything okay, Lawrence? You sweetie, you? Oh, yeah. Lawrence looked even more nervous. But Ren flashed a smile. Hey, I know. I can get us around before it closes. Oh, He trotted off to the bartender before I could say anything. Then Lawrence followed him. I stared after them, confused about the whole situation. Ren must be older than he looks since the bartender is serving him. I sat down at their table and kept watching. They were talking to each other quickly and quietly. It almost looked like they were arguing. Then they both returned and smiled. Lawrence set the drinks down in front of each of us. One more drink for the night. Oh, I can have any of these drinks? I'm pretty sure my drink is spiked. Anything else I could pick? I'm gonna drink. Why not? I mean, heck, I know that I'm probably gonna end up in the deep end here. We all know what game this is. I reached for the drink Lawrence set out in front of me. I took a sip. It was rum and coke, a comforting drink. I relaxed a bit as I finished it. I looked across the table at my new companions. Lawrence didn't touch his drink. Ren started to look more worried. It's really late. I think I should leave. Wait, you're leaving? Sorry. Ren ran out the door. No, Ren! Wait! Then Lawrence ran after him. I stood there, baffled. Then I shook my head. Those two are really none of my business, and I should really be getting back home. I grabbed my coat and strolled out of the pub into the crisp night air. Lawrence and Ren were nowhere in sight. Well, that was weird. I saw walking down the sidewalk and felt something tap my shoulder. I jumped, startled, and turned around. Hi, Lawrence! Yeah! You startled me. He seemed to be struggling with what to say. Ren's path split from my... Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh, better luck next time. What are you talking about? Ignore him. What are you talking about? Didn't Ren just leave because it's so late? Ren was different. Relax, man. You can always hang out with him later. I'm sure Ren just want to get home. I'm sorry. My apology didn't seem to calm him down. What? Dodge! He took a swing at me. His fist connected with the bricks where my head used to be. Gah! I started running down the street away from him. This guy's nuts! I ran as fast as I could. The cold night air began to sting my lungs. I didn't think I could hear him following. I looked ahead and saw an alley to the right. Left! I ran across the street. Hey, wait a minute! Oh, didn't see you there. I wanted to yell in surprise, but I couldn't seem to move or talk. He made a real mess. I noticed my blood glinting on his bike before everything went cold and dark. Wasn't that Vincent? The frick? Let's run to the right. I veered into the alleyway and pressed my back against the wall. I think I lost him. I gasped as he whipped around the corner. Stop. His hand shot up and grabbed my face. He pulled back and slammed my head into the cement behind it. I crumpled to the ground and my vision went dark. My first sensation was panic and dread. I froze, not wanting to move or open my eyes until I could recall what just happened. The next thing I noticed was the smell. Earthy, warm, and something sickly sweet. I tried to identify the familiar smell because I became more aware of some sounds. I could hear some shuffling and light scrapes of metal on wood. Yeah, it's okay. They'll fix it. I slowly opened my eyes. It'll be easy. What will be easy? Ah! You! I gulped and stared at him. Where? My eyes darted around the room. Some sort of studio apartment. There were plants everywhere. Okay. You're probably feeling a little... I tried to move. I couldn't. Hey, calm down. I looked down and saw my arms and legs were tightly taped to a wooden chair. I started to breathe faster and looked back to him. I can explain this. Something about this guy seemed unstable. Scream for help, let him explain. Okay. I know for a fact that there is one particular bad ending to this, which I really want to see. I'm gonna scream for help. I opened my mouth and screamed as loud as I could. Lawrence leapt forward and clamped his hand over my mouth. Shh! He stared at me hard as I stopped making noise behind his hand. I need you to be quiet. He slowly removed his hand. Okay? Scream again! I took a deep breath to scream again. This time it was faster, slamming one hand hard on my face and the other around my neck. No! He pushed his hand harder around my neck. Choke me, Lawrence! Oh, God. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't make any sound. I can't. You have to be quiet. He only squeezed tighter. My vision began to spot as I desperately hoped for him to let go. But he never did. Lawrence made you quiet. Oh my God. Alright. Let's actually let him explain. Okay, Lawrence, if that even is your real name, I'ma let you explain. I nodded slowly, willing him to continue. Well, look, things got a little out of hand. He paused, thinking. I've been talking to Ren for a couple of weeks. You know, on the internet. So I was nervous. He started to fidget. Then you showed up, and Ren left. And I listened quietly, but it trailed off. I shifted uncomfortably, feeling more nervous. Now you're here. I couldn't just leave you there. I pulled slowly at the tape around my wrist, beginning to sweat. He looked away. I should never leave. It's not worth it. All I found was not a problem. You have to let me go? I don't have to be I don't have to be a problem. He paused. What? I can be your friend instead. I don't think that's a good idea. I had to think of something to convince him. Yeah, well, I can see you like plants. He paused and glanced around the ferns and potted flowers in his apartment. I guess. They say a man who gardens can be a bad person. The flowers are really pretty. I like to garden too. Really? He glanced around at all his plants. By the way, that's a lie. I really do not like getting my hands dirty. Not like this, at least. It's just something I do to keep busy. I mean, I need to have something to think about. And I like taking care of them. He began to look a little happier. They're delicate. I like the way they need me. That's why I like it too. He lit up. You understand? It's kind of nice to meet someone that, well, you know. He trailed off. He paused and took a deep breath. He began to pace around his apartment. You What am I gonna do with you? It's getting early. Yeah, I should just rest. I can't think straight right now. I found myself wondering what time it was. The sun was rising. I was too frightened to feel tired. You're probably tired too. You're probably diurnal, right? I kept you up all night. It's okay. I'm really not sleepy. I'm really not sleepy, fam. I need you to sleep. Ah, goddammit. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I'll sleep. It's okay. I don't mind. I'll just make you some tea to help you sleep. Accept the tea, politely decline, firmly refuse. I'll accept the tea. You don't need to take me to a chair. What's the point of refusing? Besides, I could use some good tea. Thank you. He started moving somewhere behind me to make the tea. I was trying to see what he was doing, but I couldn't turn my head enough. I could only try to relax as I heard him quietly clinking objects out of my view. After waiting in silence, looking at his plants, and hearing some kind of humidifier in the room, I began to feel genuinely tired. It should be cool enough now. He returned and glanced at my arm, still taped to the chair. Oh. He leaned forward and brought the cup of tea to my lips gently. It was very warm and tasted unfamiliar. Not bad. I tried to drink it fairly quickly, but I began to feel a bit strange about halfway through. What is this? It's proof. It doesn't take much to change everything. What? This wasn't any normal tea. As I was about to pass out, I finally recognized that sickly sweet smell. It was him. It smelled like something rotting. My head was pounding and it took a moment to register my own dry mouth. I slowly opened my eyes. You're awake! I jolted upright in my chair. How long have you been watching me? You're beautiful. I felt my cheeks redden, shocked. What? His fingers trailed down my neck as they ignored my questions. I wasn't looking properly before. You were asleep for a long time. He touched the back of my neck. I need to... I watched as he picked up something from the table and moved quickly behind me. What are you doing? I felt something cold and sharp touch the nape of my neck. My voice rose in panic as I repeated myself. What are you doing? Stop! Ow! I love the curve. A whimper as the sharp pain increased. Of your spine. I desperately tried to look at him. I cried out as the movement hurt my neck more. He sighed happily as I felt something warm run down my back. Please, Lawrence! He placed one hand over my mouth, muffling the rest of my begging. I groaned into his hand as he cut further down, from the back of my neck to between my shoulder blades. I almost took in a whole breath of relief before I felt him push a finger into the opening. Yahoo! Oh, God! His grip tightened as I screamed behind his hand as he slid his finger down the open wound on my neck. I was shaky and blood was running down my neck now. I could feel it soaking my shirt. I want to keep it. He breathed softly right next to my ear and moved his hand to rub his fingers around the back of my collar. I imagined it must look like I was wearing a necklace out of my own blood now. He stepped back into my view as I gulped, beginning to feel lightheaded. I can't let you go. He leaned in closer. You understand, right? I understand. What? No! Please, at least let me use the bathroom. I understand. Like, don't worry about it. Like, fam, I got you. All right? I didn't want to upset him. That's a relief. He sighed softly, still hovering over me slightly. I was thinking, you and I could, do a project. A project? This is perfect. He reached out to touch my hair, but he moved so gently that I didn't flinch away. I looked at him questioningly as he bent to grab a large metal bucket. What do you mean? He placed the bucket in front of my legs with a soft clank. I looked down into the empty bucket, dread tightening in my gut. I know this isn't fair. Life isn't fair. It almost seemed like it was stalling, even though I was the one taped to a chair. I can tell by your face. You're gentle, and the world's like a loaded gun. Normally I don't care, but you're different. I wish I could tell you that's going to be okay. My attention was caught by the glint of a knife in his hand, but it isn't. I wanted to cry out in fear, but that same dread choked me up as he moved the knife. There. The pain I was expecting never came. I looked down. He tore off the cut tape from around my arm. What? I looked back up at him. Are you letting me go? No. I need to get your blood out. What? It won't hurt. Uh, I've got some medicine. Drugs, I guess. Just some tea, and you won't feel a thing. Okay, sure, whatever. There's no point in suffering needlessly, I guess. He grabbed a water bottle from nearest plants. It's not hot or anything. Here. He held the bottle out to me. It looked like any plain water bottle a jogger would have. Happy to finally have the use of my hands back, I took it and held it to my mouth. It tasted bitter and strange. Not so much. He took the bottle from me firmly. Just a little should be enough. I considered answering him, but I was distracted by my fingers beginning to tingle. I had trouble focusing for a moment. I couldn't get my head to feel right. Oh! The feeling spread incredibly quickly, like falling into a pit full of those cold glass beads people put in the bottom of a fish tank. My whole body was numb. There. It'll be easier now. He held the knife he cut my tape with, turning it over a bit. I was watching the blade when he gripped my wrist tightly. He licked his lips absentmindedly as he gently moved his thumb over my wrist. He was feeling me and concentrating. Then suddenly he stopped. He lowered the knife to my skin. Let him cut? I froze. He pressed the knife to my skin. I could only feel the same tingling sensation and light pressure of the knife. It sank deeper into my wrist, and I knew it should be hurting. But I just watched, transfixed. He was breathing slowly and evenly as he carefully pulled the blade along my largest vein. I watched the blood well up, flow around my wrists and drip quietly into the bucket below. We both watched the dark liquid seep out of me. He seemed to be relaxed by it. I felt somewhat detached. It was surreal. Was this happening? The flow began to slow as I breathed more rapidly. He felt my cold hand, then moved to take my other arm. He positioned the knife over my undamaged wrist. I'll let him cut. I closed my eyes and breathed. Are you ready? I nodded slowly, soothed by his gentle voice. He dipped the still wet blade into my other wrist, finding my vein easily. Somehow, the sensation and the vision of my life's blood pouring out of me didn't bother me anymore. I looked up lazily and saw him over me, mumbling barely audible encouragements. It's easy. Easy. The dripping. I breathed faster and faster. Cold. Blurring. Was he talking to me? So lovely. The canvas is perfect. I let out a soft sound as my head slumped. I could still hear the Oh no! But it got quieter as he bent to whisper right next to my ear. I've seen the river. It's beautiful. You're dying? Hey, oh. Where am I? I spun around, but it all looked the same. Hello? Nothing. Total silence. I realized I didn't feel any pain anymore either. Just a gentle pull of the shallow water around my calves. I remember him saying something about a river. I looked down at the grey water, but there wasn't any shore or edge. It seemed to go on forever. Wonder. I picked a direction and walked. The scenery never changed. There was no silhouette of any horizon, just a pull of the river. Wonder. I picked a direction and walked. Scenery never changed. No silhouette of any horizon, just a pull of the river. Picked a direction and walked. Scenery never changed. No silhouette. Just pull a river. Just keep wandering. I don't know if it's gonna be any different anytime soon. God, I don't know how many times I gotta keep going. It's just completely blank. There's nothing out here. Nope, nothing. Scenery still hasn't changed. Come on, come on. There's gotta be something. Please, don't make this difficult. What? I already have enough work to do. Wonder? There's nothing here. No way out. So just lie down. I'm gonna wonder. You've already expired. You're not allowed to stick here. Souls can rot too. That's how monsters are born. Really? Do you want that? Wonder. Why do I get stubborn ones? I felt a string around my neck. It tightened instantly, impossibly through me. I wavered on my feet before falling backwards into the water. I floated easily. My body was carried with the current in a direction I could feel but not see. Why was I here again? I don't remember where I was before this. It doesn't matter. This felt nice. It's getting darker. It is beautiful. Well. Stars! Aw. God damn it. So I do want to get one of the good endings to this, which is where Lawrence keeps you. So the first thing I gotta do is apparently just relax instead of ordering some drinks. I was in the mood to drink. I just sat by myself and watched a few patrons mill about. The quiet voices and the clink of glasses on wood made me feel a little sleepy. I lost track of time and began to doze off a bit. Huh? And we're skipping ahead? So, Lawrence, are you feeling alright? What? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just waiting for my friend. I only wonder about his friend for a moment. A much shorter guy came out of the bathroom, looking very cheerful. Alright, Lawrence, let's... Ah! There's someone else here. I smiled awkwardly at the redhead. As much as I would love you, Ren, I do need to skip ahead. And yep, let's nab Lawrence's drink, shall we? Alright, Lawrence, I'm taking your goddamn drink. I reached across the table and took the drink in front of Lawrence. I took a sip. It was rum and coke, a comforting drink. I relaxed a bit and finished it. I looked across the table at my new companions. Lawrence didn't touch the other drink. Ren started to look more worried. It's really late. Okay, bye, Ren! Alright, now we gotta console him about Ren. Better luck next time. It's late. Ren left by himself. And I should go too. Ren was different. Aww. Well, I'm sure Ren just wanted to get home. And I'm going home too. Okay, I'm dodging! He took a swing at me. His fist connected with the brakes where my head used to be. Yeah! I started running down the streets away from him. This guy's nuts! I stumbled a bit as I tried to run. All the drinks I had earlier in the night were slowing my steps. I kept moving. I couldn't hear him behind me. I felt a pang of dizziness for a moment. There was an alley to the right. I'm going to the right. I veered into the alleyway and pressed my back against the wall. I felt another wave of dizziness. What's wrong with me? My vision blurred and I began to feel sick. What? I couldn't move. Bonk! I couldn't even keep my eyes open. My first sensation was panic and dread, and then I skipped everything. Alright, this time I'm going to firmly refuse your drink. I certainly wasn't gonna drink any tea this guy gave me. I'm not gonna drink anything. He visibly tensed up. I won't make you sleep. Good. He gave up on talking, threw his sweater and shirt off, and climbed into his bed. I looked down. He sat in silence, only broken by his soft breathing, the quiet humidifier in the room, and random muffled thumps and shouts from other tenants of this building. I realized, despairingly, that even my own cries for help would probably be ignored in a noisy place like this. I suppose my only options are to sleep or try to get out of this chair. Struggle. I pulled at the tape around my wrist, tried to be quiet, but the tape was so tight. It didn't feel like it was budging at all. Struggle. I needed to keep trying. I bit my lip and pulled hard against the tape. I froze hard when I heard Lawrence turn over. Struggle. My heart was pounding. I have to. I tugged my arms with an involuntary grunt. Lawrence made a soft sound in bed. I froze again, sweat beading down my face. I guess I'll rest. My exhaustion and quiet surroundings were getting to me. I eventually let my head fall to my chest. I dropped into restless sleep. I slowly opened my eyes. You're awake! I jolted upright in the chair. How long has he been watching me? You're beautiful. I felt my cheeks rend, shocked. What? His fingers trailed down my neck as he ignored my question. I wasn't looking properly before. You were asleep for a long time. He touched the back of my neck. I watched you pick up something from the table and move quietly behind me. And we're just gonna skip ahead, by the way. Lawrence, please, just let me use the bathroom! I asked him desperately. I did want to try and get away. It was also true. I guess it's okay. Nah, baby's first kidnapping? My eyes widened. That really worked? I waited patiently as he pulled out a small knife. I'm gonna cut the tape. Then, you can use the bathroom. And after, just sit back in the chair. Got it? I nodded eagerly. Of course. He silently cut through the tape. There. Go ahead. I hoisted myself up shakily. He was watching me carefully, still holding that knife. I slipped into the small dark bathroom and closed the door. Then flicked on the light. I gasped quietly. Even more plants. It was so warm and musty. I sighed, gathering my thoughts. Okay. Freshen up. Well, as long as I'm here. I used the bathroom and washed up. It helped me feel a little better at least. Well, examine the bathroom? I looked around the bathroom. I couldn't find anything even close to a weapon. There were no windows either. There's no way out. I checked the medicine cabinet. Only a whole bunch of jars and bowls filled with various powders and liquids. I rolled my shoulders and hissed in pain. Maybe there's something in here that can help. Everything looked homemade. Barely anything was labeled, and the few things that had labels were cryptically scrawled. I eventually picked out two that looked promising. One was a clear liquid in a bottle named Numb. The other was a thick, syrupy amber liquid in a jar labeled for pain. I'm gonna go for Numb. Apparently, that's what we're supposed to be drinking for the supposed good ending, so yeah. I narrowed my eyes at the bottle. If it hurts less, I can think more clearly. If I can think clearly, maybe I can get out of here. I popped the top of the bottle, half expecting it to be like water. I was surprised by a strong flowery fragrance. Of course, there were no dosage instructions. Pretty much everything for adults is like a tablespoon, though, right? I gathered my courage and took a small sip. It didn't have much of a flavor, but after a surprisingly short few minutes, my pain began to subside. I let out a triumphant breath. This feels great! Even better than before! I put the bottle down sloppily and wobbled to my feet. I looked at the door. Yeah, let's leave. I guess I better get back out there. I don't want to make him angry, and there doesn't seem to be a better choice. I chewed my lips as I held the doorknob. There's no better choice. I creaked the door open and came out meekly. It was standing between me and the door of the apartment. I looked at the chair. My prison. I sat down. Thanks for doing what I said. He mumbled something very quietly about tape. He held up a roll of duct tape. I felt like I might be getting somewhere on his good side, so I held my arms to the side of the chair for him. He paused for a moment. He wrapped the tape around my arms. He seemed to be careful in doing it gently. Once he was done, he leaned back and looked away. I need to go out now. I'll be back later. So I guess, maybe just rest, okay? I nodded to him, but I don't think he even saw me. He moved quickly to leave the apartment. I couldn't see him leave behind me. I sat in the chair alone, in the relative silence again. Just the sound of muffled neighbors, distant car horns, and the soft hissing of the humidifier. I rested my eyes and slipped back into a deep sleep. My heart was pounding. Was I asleep? I felt like there was something at the edge of my mind. I couldn't remember. I slowly raised my aching head. I tried to move my limbs and I found I was fully taped down again. Frick. He's asleep. I took a few short breaths and gathered my thoughts. What should I do? Struggle! I held my breath and slowly pulled against the tape. At first I felt nothing change. Something budged. I pulled carefully. It was the arms of the chair. They're My God! I feel like I might want to fix this for Lawrence later. I kept pulling. The one on the left creaked and I froze. Struggle. I can do this. I just need to be really careful. I moved my left arm, twisting upwards. I could feel the arm of the chair getting looser. Creak! Frick! I gulped. The blood was pulsing in my ears. Struggle! I was shaking. I have to. Gently pulled on the left arm one more time. I heard a quiet pop. My arm was free! I quickly used it to begin freeing my other arm. I took my time. I was able to pull up the other arm of the chair. With 2 free arms, it was easy to lean forward and grasp the small knife he'd left on the table in front of me. I slowly and quietly cut the tape from my limbs. Time to stand. I got up slowly. I was dizzy and sore. I was finally free to move around. My captor still asleep. Get in bed with me! Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I knew I should probably leave or something, but I looked at him in the bed. He really doesn't look scary like that. The bed is small, but it looks comfortable. I rubbed my aching arms. Something was telling me this was a bad idea. But where have all my good ideas gotten me anyway? I gently pulled up the blanket and crawled up next to him. As I nestled in next to him, and his warmth, He began to move. Ah! Hi, Lawrence! I can see that you're surprised. He jumped back from me a little. It's just me, Lawrence. Shh, Lawrence. You have nothing to worry about. Anyway, he looked at me in disbelief. He started turning red. What are you doing? Can I touch you? He stared hard at me. He looked like he was trying to decipher some foreign language. I pressed my body against him to demonstrate, and gasped in surprise at finding him already hard. Oh no! Well, we're gonna be having fun, but not here. It's over on Patreon. For a while, we just laid there, absorbing what just happened. I've never done that with someone who's still... I look at him questioningly as he cut off his own sentence. Wait, who's still alive? Is that what you're saying? Someone. Anyone. I waited for him to continue, but he abruptly turned from me. He seemed frustrated with himself. I waited a few moments, then put an arm around him. I held him closer and felt his breathing relax. I didn't know when I fell asleep. I slept well for the first time since meeting him. I woke up with a start. Huh? Deja vu. I looked down. Why was I in the chair again? When did he move me? Did last night even happen? My head felt so fuzzy. I don't know what to do. There's something about you. Something I can't... Was he shaking? Everyone I've met, I wish they'd just die faster. You? Have you ever heard of soulmates? I wasn't sure if he wanted to reply. He continued before I had much time to think about it. The idea that there's someone out there meant for you. It's comforting, isn't it? Someone who'd love you no matter what. I think it's a beautiful fantasy. But fantasies aren't real. You know it doesn't work like that, don't you? People are temporary. Just threads pass each other. There's no force in this world that will hold you close to me. Now that I've met you, I know I need you. And I have to hold you close myself. Do you understand? I squirmed in the chair. Something was wrong. He took something from the table. Just one last drink. Okay? Lawrence? I pressed the cup to my lips and forced the liquid down my throat before I could voice any more protest. The foul taste brought tears to my eyes as I sputtered and coughed. Please? Shh. It's okay. I'll take care of you. Wrong. Something's... Ugh. I can't feel my... No, I can feel... It's coming back. The dull ache advanced on me like a train. It slammed through me as searing agony flared all over my body. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't scream. Oh no. Don't move. He stopped to brush my sweat-slicked hair up from my face. I'm not done yet. My legs! My arms! Shh. Come down, okay? More bitter liquid was poured in my mouth. Stop! My legs! I realized dully that my eyes were open again. There you are. He patted me softly. My arms! My legs! I couldn't think. I lay in a haze of drugs and faraway pain. It's alright. It's okay. He kept petting me. I fixed our problem. Blood. Now, nothing can take you away from me. My arms! And my legs! I'll take care of you. They're gone! Forever. I survived. Lawrence kept you with him. I guess that's kind of a good ending. Okay, so I had to go back. Remember the first ending we got? And we basically died and saw like the beautiful river or something. Apparently that unlocks ending 14, so I'm just gonna show you guys how to get that. So just do everything I did, like from that first ending we got. And instead of taking the tea, we're gonna firmly refuse, all right? We're gonna skip ahead. So we struggled 3 times in the chair and then rested so that our sanity would be lowered. Now we're in the bathroom, and instead of freshening up, examining the room, we're gonna lock the door. The door locks from the inside. Maybe. I can wait him out. I tried to turn the lock carefully, but still made a loud click. My heart was pounding. Fern? I kept holding the doorknob, beginning to sweat. I heard his footsteps. I gasped as the door shook in my grip. Come out, lion! I can't give in. I can wait him out. I turn around and press my back to the door. Yep, I'm just gonna hold on to this. I'm just gonna hold on to this. Fern! Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't you freaking worry about it. Gosh darn it. Bang, 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 bang. Nope. I ain't gonna be putting up with this. No, Lawrence. Just gonna wait till your sanity drains. Give up. I can't do this. I'm coming out. I heard him step away from the door. He didn't say anything. I squeezed my eyes shut and unlocked the door. I stepped up slowly, looking around. Where? Ah! He twisted my arm behind me and pinned me to the wall. Lord! Quiet. He pressed his body against mine harshly, wrenching my arm painfully. I wheezed softly, unable to breathe or speak. My struggle was only punctuated by his ragged breathing. It was right next to my ear, in my neck. I kept still, hoping he'd calm down. He began to pull away. I took in a deep breath, only to have it knocked out of me by a sharp blow to my ribs. I crumpled to the floor, clutching my side. My mind was screaming at me to apologize. I croaked out a sob. Lawrence? Lawrence? Something about him seemed different. Something about this whole room seemed different. He stopped and looked right at me. I must have been recoiling. Right. You're scared, aren't you? I felt a chill. He was looking at me in a way that made me feel tied up like an animal. He came close over to me. You don't want to die, do you? I shivered as he touched my face and shook my head quickly. But everything dies. I know you haven't seen the river. I have seen the river! What the frick? It's alright. I've seen it. I'm still scared. Scared. Like you. All the time. I have seen the river. What? I looked down at my lap. Have I? For some reason, when he said the river, I could picture it. I've been there. I was nearly whispering. What was I talking about? I didn't feel like I was lying. There was no color. There were no edges. No shore. I didn't understand what I was saying, yet I could picture as easily as any clear memory. Was it some sort of dream? I had to convince him I knew. My voice was rising with desperation. It felt like nothing. It was. Am I waking up? I look up at him, finally seeing something completely different. Yeah. Like waking up. Like the whole world and the people in it are just some nightmare. I didn't think there was anyone else. I looked at him empathically. You're not alone. Not anymore. I used to regret coming back. I didn't even mean to. I just wanted to stay there. I accidentally started dreaming again, I guess. Maybe it won't be so bad this time. I looked as if a weight had been lifted from his shoulder. Maybe we can have some fun in this world. I'd really like that. He grabbed a knife and knelt to cut me free. I stood shakily. I stumbled forward into his arms. We held each other for a long moment. Our hearts were beating. We both knew the truth. We have each other now. The whole world is dying all around us. You survive? You both know the... What do you mean? What is the lore of this game? There's lore to this game? Anyway, that was Boyfriend to Death 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I said at the beginning that I'll be covering like Ren's route as well, but like we just ran out of time for that. So hey, if you guys do want to see that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We will be back soon enough with Ren's route. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for coming. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.